For the grand opening of KBLA.store, for the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Bounce is back. You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
This is for my number one. This is for my number one. Yeah, this is for my number one. Truly I can love you better, baby. This is hard to say. I want to make sure I go about this in the right way. Cause lately I've been busy a lot, and I know you don't feel appreciated and whatnot.
You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and that it was productive or fun or celebratory. For me, it was definitely all the above. Shout out to my beautiful family, beautiful friends who I was able to spend time with over the weekend. Wow. I know I'm still trying to catch my breath. It was just a very long weekend. We just got back in about 1 a.m. this morning. But we just had such a fantastic time. So shout out to all of my family out there, all of my friends. We actually did a tour. My daughters, as you all know, are seniors in high school and getting ready for that college life. Oh my goodness. So we took a tour to Spelman. Yeah, Andy, to Spelman. Right. You know, I don't know. Maybe I like that HBCU life more than them. We don't know. But sending prayers to my daughters again because they are headed out tonight on a red-eye flight for another HBCU tour all week long. So, this is life. This is what it means to, start discovering yourself and your life. And, it's just a really happy time for us. And it's beautiful. It's scary. It's all the above, but, definitely shout out to them and shout out to Spelman and anybody, Spelman sisters and Morehouse men, shout out to all of you guys. Wow. Like I said, it's been a very, very busy weekend. I want to thank Avi Bernard for sitting in for me on Friday. He had my back, y'all. He had my back, and you guys, I wasn't able to fully tune in, but from what I saw, you guys were there and holding it down. He was with Niele Anderson. That seemed to be great. So definitely want to thank all of you guys for, accepting and, chilling out with Avi that day. So thank you again to Avi. And we do have some tickets. Again, we're going to do another giveaway for you guys. And this, again, is going to be Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. That's happening this Saturday now, September 23rd at 11 a.m. That's happening right out here at Regal LA Live. That's so exciting. I hope to make it down there as well. If I can get caught up in some sleep, I will be there. But stick around. We're going to do that a little bit later. So if you guys want to get those tickets, make sure that you are around for when I say it is time. I do want to start off these updates by sharing with you all, I was a little heartbroken over the weekend as I woke up to the news of the passing of a woman who had become a dear friend of mine. Her name is Irish Grinstead. She was the R&B singer, one of the trio of the R&B singing group 702. And shocking. She was a twin, and her sister Orish had actually passed away 15 years ago. So she is now joining her twin in heaven. And, I just pray that she was at peace. I pray that she was happy and definitely sending my condolences to her family and her friends, and her sister is also in the group. Her older sister Lamisha is in the group, as well as Mila is in the group. So just want to send a special shout out to all of them. And Irish Grinstead, she definitely will be missed. That was my girl. She will be missed. We do want to say happy birthday to Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada is over here looking beautiful and all of that great stuff. She's celebrating her birthday with her loved ones, and she's being celebrated, of course, all online. She's one of my favorite people ever, so I had to send her some love, a shout out as well. Now, here's an update. We talked about this recently. No, I didn't talk about this. You all have talked about it, I believe, with Avi. Jeezy filed for divorce from Jeannie Mai. That breaks my heart because this is only 2 years and they have a young daughter. She's obviously very young. She's 1 year old, and it's just so sad. We don't know what happened, but he filed a divorce from her. At some point, we are going to get some details to this and figure out what happened, because for me, in my vantage point, it seemed like he had found some peace. It seemed like he found the place where he wanted to spend the rest of his life. So we don't know the behind the scenes of this. But again, Jeezy has filed for divorce from Jeannie Mai. Jeezy may be familiar to you all. If you don't know who he is as a rapper, you might be familiar because I've been talking about him recently with his book, his New York Times bestselling book, Adversity for Sale. Now, Jeezy is someone, he's told his story inside of his book, and I was a little surprised he did not mention being married or mention his wife in that book. So I don't know if they had been on rocky roads recently as he was covering his book, but I don't know. We are wishing both of them well, most of all wishing the little baby love and support, and I'm sure she will have that. In other news, now this one for sure we talked about, Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. Oh, man, we talked about it. We were talking about side chicks. Y'all know we had something to say about side chicks and, the the feeling that they get. They feel like they are entitled these days and all of that. Well, Tiana Taylor has come out and confirmed that both that she is separated from Iman. She says, though, it has absolutely nothing to do with infidelity. And she also says this, which I think is key and it's important. She says they still remain best friends. And she says that's her guy, and they are a family, and no matter what, they will always be family. Usually, as you know, separation leads to divorce, but some people actually bounce back. Some people bounce back from separation. We don't know if that's going to be the case with them, but I am a lover of love, and I love the two of them. To me, I considered them, I hate to say the power couple, but I definitely considered them a power couple and a couple who was setting a nice standard in Hollywood. They have 2 children together. It seemed to be, both very successful in what they did and just holding it down in the wood of Halle. In the wood of Halle, I felt like they were holding it down. But sadly, they have separated. Lamar Odom, God, I pray. Lamar Odom, he is safe and he is uninjured. And this comes after he crashed his vehicle Sunday morning into several parked cars. Now, Lamar Odom, you all know, the world, it seems, was praying for this man when he was near death. This was several years ago. There was drugs involved. It was all kinds of things involved here, but he bounced back. He was doing his thing. All right. He was doing his thing and, going to church and all of that stuff. But, he says as he was driving from a friend's house on Sunday morning, he maybe dropped his phone or he reached down to retrieve his phone and lost control of his vehicle. And he hit several cars, parked cars. I'm like, Lamar. Now, everybody is like, man, this dude has 9 lives for real because he is okay. He is uninjured. So sending our prayers to Lamar Odom. Hopefully he is doing well. He is on the right track. He is actually doing some fantastic things with his life and this newness that he is living in. So definitely shout out to him for that. Well, I told you it was a lot of updates. But we are going to get to the Raw Report now. Andy, let's go.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Okay, so you may have been hearing about this. Drake is beefing. All right, no, he's not beefing with Halle Berry. Halle Berry is beefing with Drake because he had the nerve, she says, basically to use her image, an image that she doesn't really like, by the way. He chose to use this image anyway. We're talking about image and likeness today, okay? Image and likeness. Now, he went ahead and chose to use her image and her likeness for his single that's out. We'll talk about it all. It's called Slime You Out. We'll talk about that, what she says, what rights, what privileges and what rights do celebrity have? What do they have? We're going to break that down. Also, in image and likeness news, we're talking about Tubi. Have y'all downloaded Tubi? Tubi is another streaming app. I mean, like a Netflix, like a Hulu, a Prime. Tubi, a lot of people have some things to say about Tubi. But anyway, Tubi is known for putting out some content, some movies, now what type of movies you'll have to go and see yourself. But there is a series called Street Legal, and its creator, Dennis L. Reed II, is being called out by the family of Shanquella Robinson. You might remember the name of Shanquella Robinson because just about a year ago, or close to a year ago, she went to Cabo and she went with some friends, quote unquote, and she lost her life out there. We'll talk about what the fire that Tubi is under, as well as that series called Street Legal. We'll talk about that, what the Robinson family is saying. Again, what rights do we have? Let's talk about all of that. We'll break it down with a very brilliant contributor on the other side. You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Be ready for extreme heat in your area. On days when extreme heat is expected, take action to keep your home as cool as possible. Set your air conditioner to 78 degrees. If AC isn't available, close blinds and curtains on all windows and run fans counterclockwise. Or find your nearest cooling center. Transportation help may be available. Learn more at heatreadyca.com. Brought to you by the state of California.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw
Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right. Shout out to all of you guys over in YouTube. I see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. My first day back, because you know who was holding it down for me on Friday? It was Avi Bernard. And guess what? We still have Avi Bernard again. He is joining us here at the Raw Report. Hey, Avi, how are you today?
Hey, Robin, I just can't stay away.
You love us here. You love the Raw Report. Just go ahead and say it. You love the Raw Report.
I love the Raw Report, of course. I cannot get enough of the Raw Report.
There it is. I appreciate that, and we appreciate you definitely holding it down while I was away. And thank you for coming back right now. Now, I know that, name, image, and likeness, NIL, is a thing right now. We're talking about that a lot, of course, in sports, which is great. This is something that is fantastic. I think that it is definitely earned on athletes on their behalf. But we're kind of talking about this in terms of the celebrity world, or the well-known, maybe the famous world, we'll say the entertainment world, which is it's not new. But I really want to talk about this, and obviously I'll preface it by saying neither of us are lawyers, right? We're just going to do our best. Maybe we should have called Areva Martin on the phone or something like that. Yeah, we're just going to talk about it from our opinion standpoint this time, Avi. But this whole situation that's going on with Drake and Halle Berry, let's lay the foundation. Drake has a single out called Slime You Out. Slime You Out. And it's featuring SZA. And he wanted to use the image of Halle Berry when she was at the 2012 Nickelodeon. You remember they used to do the slime at Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. Yeah, and it was just nasty. It was just this green slime that would cover you. Now, not many people can do it as gracefully as Halle Berry, but she did it. I thought it was fine the way she handled that situation. But apparently this is not something she liked when Drake and his team reached out to her people and asked for permission, basically, to use that image as the cover for his single, Slime You Out. Now, Halle Berry was like, nah, not only that doesn't seem cool. I don't like that image, right, of me being slimed, but also, what does slime you out really mean, right? If I'm Halle Berry, I'm thinking the same thing. And so she said no to Drake and his people. She said no, but he did it anyway. And so I have so many thoughts behind that, but I'm interested in your take on this, Avi. Clearly, someone mentioned to Halle Berry in her comments, because she's been talking about this for several days. Someone mentioned, well, you can't necessarily get mad, Halle Berry, because Getty Images, they're the ones who own this image. So you really can't say anything. So I guess legally he had the right, but was just trying to get maybe permission from Halle. It's hard to determine whether he bought the photo from Getty Images. I believe that's kind of how he got hold of it. But what do you think about the fact that even after she said no, I'd prefer not, he still went ahead and did it anyway?
Well, we talk about this on my show a lot. It's legality versus morality. Just because something is legal doesn't mean that you should do it. And first of all, let's back up for a second. You said that when Halle Berry did it, it was fine. That's because everything she does is fine. Okay, let's just get that straight.
Yes.
But going back to this Drake situation, it's not right. Mm-hmm. And I know that she doesn't own the images, but that doesn't mean that he should just use her image for his stuff. I mean, why even ask her? Mm-hmm. Why even ask her if you were just going to do it anyway?
Exactly.
You'd be better off just saying, oh, I just went ahead and did it because it was a public image. Oh, you don't want me to do it? My bad. You better off doing something like that. But, why ask her if your whole plan anyway was to do it regardless of whether she said yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it's obviously nowhere near as egregious of a situation, but we got to just, when women say no, you got to say okay. You got to say okay. And
you said when women say no.
Well, especially when women say no.
Especially, okay, but both. It goes both ways, right? Mm-hmm.
It absolutely goes both ways, for sure. But I'm just saying, we just got out of this, and we're still partially in it, but there was this huge Me Too movement, and men don't take women serious enough when they say no. And it doesn't have to be in a sexual situation, but it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it. And artists, and he's used to this because artists have to clear samples. When they use samples of someone else's voice or someone else's music, they have to get that cleared with the artist, and they have to get permission. And so, I don't know, Drake's been doing a lot of stuff that's been sketch lately.
Speaking of what the sketchy things he's been doing, you know that he was sued for $4 million, both him and 21 Savage, for using the cover of Vogue. It was a fake cover of Vogue to promote their album, Her Loss. And it's just so funny because do you move about, when you reach a level like Drake? Obviously, we clearly know that Drake is I don't know if you consider him at the top or nearly at the top, certainly within the top 5. A lot of people would say artist-wise, and he's got all the numbers to prove it. Billboard charts, he is definitely millions and millions of streams and albums sold and money made and all that stuff. So yes, Drake is definitely at the top. However, at what point do you lose your morality? To your point, Avi, it's just, in my opinion, no matter where you go in life and no matter how well you do, at some point, you still got to sort of reach back and remember who you are. Reach back into your humility bag and say, you know what? I still want to be a good person, number one. But at the end of the day, you still want to keep good people around you and network wisely. You never know who you could need or who, you know what I'm saying? You never know who you'll need in the future in that business, if that makes sense. I still believe in that, Avi. I still believe in just being a good person and not crossing anybody on your way up, because we've seen it time and time again where you'll run into a lot of those same people when you come down.
I absolutely agree. And just like my gas tank, Drake's morality bag has been empty. And so I just want to say, dude, you're absolutely right, Robin. You can't you don't want to burn these bridges, especially with people like Halle Berry. Yeah, she's getting older, but she's been in the business for the entertainment industry for decades now, and Academy Award winner, well-respected, well-regarded. And I don't know, man. There's not another image you could have chosen to use. I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
could have done.
And there's so many, to your point.
Anything.
Yeah, to your point, so many people have been slimed at Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. A lot of people have been slimed. So there were other options. Maybe, again, like we talked about earlier, maybe it's just because Halle Berry did it so gracefully. It was still beautiful. She's a woman. Again, do we have the lyrics? I mean, I should pull out the lyrics to that song, Slime You Out. Maybe she was just like, I don't know what this is all about. But I have a question for
Andy
you.
Actually played it for me on Friday.
You played the song. Okay, how was the song, by the way? Because I've not heard it. I don't, I've not.
That was my first time hearing it. Drake has, like I was saying on your show on Friday when I was in for you, Drake has this long-ass talking intro. Like, all right, dude, just get to the song. And so, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's maybe it'll grow on me. It's all right so far.
What is he insinuating? What are you implying by saying "slime you out"? Is this gangster music? Is it what kind of a song is it?
We didn't get to listen to the whole thing because he was using it as an intro as we were coming in. So we just got to listen to the very first part of it. But I'm assuming, like you said, what does slime you out even mean?
Yeah.
And you're talking about slime getting on, and you're trying to portray Halle Berry getting slime, talking about slime getting on a woman. I'm just saying, What are you trying to say?
What you saying,
we can
Drake?
Use our imaginations very effectively.
What you trying to say, Drake? Now, Avi, in your opinion, does it matter if she got paid? Does it become a different conversation if you're paying me well for this? I might not like the image, but if you're paying me well, does it become a different conversation? Maybe this is why she's mad, because she's left out of that conversation. This is now between Drake and his people in Getty Images and no longer Halle Berry.
Well, money always changes the conversation, of course, but still, I think it's mostly about consent. Mm-hmm. Money makes a difference. Money matters. Whether she's getting paid or not matters. But if she didn't want to do it, you shouldn't have done it. That's the bottom line.
I agree with you. Well, and also 100% of you over here in YouTube say that Halle Berry does have a right to be upset with Drake. I agree with you. It's just so unfortunate, the world that we live in. You can walk down the street and someone can take a photo of you. And because you are in public, they can use that photo. You'll appear in someone's reel on Instagram. You'll appear wherever. And you don't have necessarily the right. And the other thing is, often when you go to different places, you may not think or want to be photographed, but oftentimes you go there knowing that cameras are around because signs are posted. So these days we're losing so much right. We're losing so much ability to have control over where our image and likeness is being showcased and being paid for it. So it's a tricky situation. In this one here, she knew she was going to the Nickelodeon Awards. She knew where she was going. She knew that cameras clearly were there. And she does not have any control over that. So it's unfortunate that that is the case, but we're still going to talk about image and likeness when we come forward, because there's this whole other story that you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with, the whole Shanquella Robinson story. And someone decided to jump on board and go ahead and make a movie about, it's an episode rather, about her story. Family claims that it's a false story. And so we're going to talk about that and what rights they may have on the other side. But right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports, and I don't want you to go anywhere. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Real Howery. Right now, you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. That's right. The Raw Report.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. Black college football coach Deion Sanders and number 19 Colorado pulled out a thrilling 43-35 double overtime win over Colorado State. The Buffaloes improved to 3-0. Colorado next visits 11th-ranked Oregon. California Governor Gavin Newsom says he'll sign a new climate bill that would force major corporations operating in the state to report how much greenhouse gas and what effect their business activities have on global warming. Newsom says he wants California to lead the nation in addressing the climate crisis. In the Big Apple, the Riverside Church now has its first black woman as senior minister. Reverend Adrienne Thorne has been in the role since last October, but she was officially installed yesterday. Thorne says she shares the role with other black women who have supported her. The church calls it an important milestone. That's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
For stop traffic hitting about 40 minutes on the 5 South in Commerce after Washington Boulevard, and stop traffic is coming from South Soto Street as a stall is blocking the second lane from the left. Over in Glendora, watch for a 30-minute traffic jam on the 210 East between Lone Hill Avenue and Milliken. A crash remains on the connector to the 91 East over in Anaheim Hills on the 241 North, with heavy traffic up to 20 minutes running heavy from Windy Ridge Toll Plaza. And in Irvine, expect a 20-minute slowdown on the 405 North between Highway 133 and Brookhurst Street.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Magic Johnson is 2-0 in his first season as a part owner of an NFL franchise. The Washington Commanders held on for a 2-point win Sunday at Denver. Magic teamed up with billionaire Josh Harris to buy the Commanders for $6.05 billion in July. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said he wants to help increase minority ownership in the NFL. Not sure what Jones means by that or how he intends to change the landscape of ownership in the NFL. No NFL NFL team in the 101-year history of the league has been owned by a black ownership group. Jones is facing criticism after reports came out last week that he made controversial comments to a reporter in 2020. Jones said, and I quote, "If blacks are feeling some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need." That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You really get carried away, making mistakes, then you beg me to stay. Got me weaking on you like I'm arrogant tape. You got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and changed you like American slave. Act like you not used to Sheridan stays. I'm at the you thought could replace. How would that even comparisons made? Next time I swear on my grandmother's grave, I'm slamming you for
Kinda like
the
it.
choices you made.
You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Join us if you are just getting on in here. I'm talking with our contributor of the day, Avi Bernard. We're talking about image and likeness and the fact that Halle Berry wants to box Drake, Drake's mouth. No, I'm just kidding. She is not happy about the fact that he used her image in his single called Slime You Out because she said no and he decided to use the image anyway. Well, we are still talking image and likeness, but before we do, I told you I have tickets again to give away. This is a family of four tickets for a family of four to go and see the movie called Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. Now, here's the deal. This is the sequel. The sequel for Paw Patrol has a lot of people in it. Chris Rock, Taraji P. Henson, Marsai Martin, Kim Kardashian, a whole lot of other people. That's happening. A very special screening is happening this Saturday, September 23rd at 11 a.m. It's happening right here at Regal LA Live. You and your family can participate and see it before the movie even comes out, which is on the 29th. So you can see it on the 23rd if that is you. If you want to see this, a family of four tickets, we can give those to you right now. If you call Avi, the first person to call, not Avi. Avi's on the line. But if you want to call Andy, call Andy.
Don't call me.
Don't call Avi. Do not call Avi. You can call Andy and get these tickets. He said, don't call me. You can call Andy right now and get these tickets, 1-800-920-1580, and go ahead and get you some. I think I'm going to be out there as well. You've got a young kid, Avi. Are you taking your son? Do you take your son to the movies at this point?
No, not at this point. He's not at the point where he can really sit through a whole movie and follow it. Like he likes to watch like videos on YouTube, but then he'll also be running around while they're on and stuff. And
yeah,
he turns two. He turns two actually a month from today. So
oh wow,
he's just not quite there yet.
Okay. Well, I began to take my kids to the movies very young. And I believed that both me and Robbie, we were like, listen, let's teach our kids, how to behave. So we trained them up pretty early. And you know what? And I'm so serious about this. We would get stopped at restaurants, at movie theaters, no matter where we went, we would get stopped by strangers who would say, your kids are so well behaved. And this is when they were toddlers, they were young, because we were trying to do it with an intention that says, okay, we're not just going to let you wild out here. We're going to actually show you how to go to the movies, because a lot of parents take their children to the movies or to restaurants and they just sort of let them be kids, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but we definitely kind of started young to train them on how to behave when they're out and about. So when your son is ready, take him, Avi, to go see Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. And it looks like somebody is going to be going out there this Saturday as well. And also, congratulations again. That was to Margot. Margot Bell she had gotten her tickets as well. She's going to be out there viewing with all of y'all too. So, Avi, let's go ahead and continue this conversation about image and likeness. We were talking about Halle and Drake and how he just swooped up on her image. And now y'all have been talking about pretty badly about Tubi. Now, Tubi is a streaming service that you can get. It's an app where you can watch movies and other things like it. And from what I understand, if you are a content like a film director or a producer, you can maybe kind of easily get your content on to Tubi as well. And there is a series called Street Legal, and its creator, Dennis L. Reed, too, is under fire, and he's been served with a cease and desist letter for his second episode in his second season called Frenemies. Now, Frenemies is depicting Shanquella Robinson, who we all know lost her life when she visited Cabo with some friends. I say that word very loosely. And she was shown someone was fighting her. One of her friends was fighting her on camera and all that stuff. Well, she lost her life out there. In this episode, they depicted that story. And the Robinson family is like, number one, you didn't tell that story correctly. And they, in that letter, in that cease and desist letter, it says this unauthorized use has caused caused significant emotional distress and harm to the Robinson family, as it has dredged up painful memories and portrayed our loved one in a manner that is inaccurate, disrespectful, and damaging to her reputation. Now, the creator, Avi, Dennis L. Reed II, it seems as though he didn't think twice to try to even get permission from the Robinson estate to see if they can, move forward with, trying to depict this story. He just went ahead and did it, not even thinking about some of that pain that it could cause, because we're not even a year out. We're not even a year removed from this whole situation, Avi. Similar situation, or is it? Do you think it's about money, or maybe you got to use the right wording to try to get paid on this?
This is just horrible. This dude,
Yeah.
Dennis, seems desperate. I mean, first of all, if you got to get permission to get a slime video of Halle Berry, you definitely got to get permission to tell the story of a woman who was murdered. I mean, if you're not going to get permission, which you absolutely should, then at least get the dang story right. All right, you're just going to make up something, and this family has already been through so much. First of all, they lost their daughter, and then the autopsy revealed that they couldn't press charges. There was no ground for prosecution. So they've been through so much. They haven't even gotten closure yet. And you ain't got the decency to get permission and or at least tell the story correctly. This is just horrible on every level. This is probably someone who is not a very talented filmmaker, because if you were, you would have at least reached out to them and got permission to tell this story. It's a really important story, and you're gonna just throw any old version of it out there. This is just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. It seems to me that, similarly to how social media works these days and blogs, how they all work, everybody tries to get their say so first. Everybody wants to be the first to put the story out, because we know that stories, more views, obviously add to more money ultimately in the future, things like that. Similarly, with this particular creator of this show, it seems as though maybe he was just trying to see if he could create it first. Who was going to be the first to talk about this story? But it is such in poor taste. It's done in such poor taste because, number one, this is so close. And like you mentioned, all the facts, those are facts. We know that the charges, they can't even bring charges against anyone. This happened in Mexico. It is disturbing on so many different levels. And you want to go ahead and push the envelope a little bit and say, let me make a television series. Let me make a show, an episode in my series about this story, talking about frenemies. It is just done in such poor taste. But the family, we know the Robinson family is asking that they pull that episode so no one could ever view it again. They're asking for a public apology, and they are also asking to be compensated. And that's the reason that I bring that up. Trust me, I'm not naive to the fact that it's still going to be painful regardless. But you're probably going to deal with some sort of pain for quite some time, sadly, just because this story was so public. We don't know what else is going to happen behind this story. Someone is probably going to try to do something with it or create something from it at some point in the future. So unfortunately, that pain will exist. But the compensation is another story. Sometimes you can ease it a little bit more with some compensation. And it seems as though that's what they're asking. So, if they say, for instance, they did not pull the episode and they did not issue the public apology, do you think that, compensating them some money should suffice, Avi?
No, it won't suffice.
Okay.
That's the first step. That is a partial remedy.
Mm-hmm.
That is partial restitution for this situation. This is not Dennis's story. It's not his story. If he was trying to, as you said, beat other people to the punch, beat them to the punch for what? Something that's not yours? I mean, come on, man. That's it's unbelievable that he would do this. And it's just, I feel so awfully for that family. And I just think that, this is something that we've seen a lot of. We saw it with Dahmer, the families of of the serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer when that Netflix series came out recently. With another depiction of Dahmer. There have been so many of them, and apparently they didn't get any say in how their deceased family members were depicted either. And I think that there should be some kind of requirement for these streaming services or anyone who's going to be making a real life story of someone especially someone who lost their life, to have some kind of agreement or permission from the family at the very least.
Agreed with you on that. We have a call. Let's go ahead and get to Fahima, who's calling in. Hey, Fahima.
Hey, Robin, and thank you for playing that song last week.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a precedent that has been set where their family is not going to win. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a movie, I can't remember the name of the movie, where Will Smith played a guy who was claiming to be Sidney Poitier's son. Sidney Poitier didn't have any sons, but he was scamming people. And the guy came on the movie set, and he felt that he should have been paid because he was the one who was engaged in the scam, and he didn't get anything. It was his story. Do you remember this movie?
No, I don't remember that.
I'll look at the name of the film.
Is it 6 Degrees of Separation?
Oh, was that the one?
That's what I thought it was. But he plays this guy, and it was in New York, and I remember this was back in the late 80s, early 90s. And Sidney Poitier didn't have any sons, but this guy was claiming to be Sidney Poitier's son, and he was getting money and things from other people of note under false pretenses. And he was criminally prosecuted, and they did a movie about it. And he was on the movie set complaining that she should have gotten something out of it because they wouldn't have been able to do the movie if he hadn't done the crime. And he didn't get anything. So even though I think the guy is wrong to have done this, but if he only used newsreels, there's already been a precedent that's been set for it.
Wow, that's an interesting.
But we're talking about legality versus morality, though. I mean, of course, this family is filing a legal action, but I don't know, man. That's something that we'll have to look out for. But either way, Dennis Reed is a scumbag.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that.
It's wrong. But I'm going to tell you, I felt that the guy should have at least, how that woman, Delvey, they did the movie about her, who, I think that I had thought at the time that they should have, at least given him something for the story. But in this instance, because of that precedent, and he never got a dime, and they did a restraining order to keep him away from the movie set. And so I don't think that the family is going to win.
Okay.
Particularly if you only use newsreels. All right. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you, Fahima. Avi, we got to wrap this up. Truly appreciate you. But, I wanted to say before we let you go, Andy was making a great point. Privacy as we know it is pretty much down the drain. And social media as a whole has really played a large part in that. The fact that we post our pictures, the fact that it's no longer, we don't own that property. We don't own those images and likenesses anymore. Is likenesses a word? But anyway, it is, privacy for the most part is really kind of gone. It is now. We're going to make it a word. Anyway, Avi, I always appreciate being in conversation with you. Where could everyone find you online?
Well, the pleasure is always mine, Robin. You can find me at Avi Bernard on Instagram and Twitter. Yes, I'm still calling it Twitter. And, of course, you can listen to me every Friday right here on KBLA Talk 1580 from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific.
Absolutely. Well, you enjoy your night, and we will talk with you very, very soon. Thank you.
All right, you too, Robin. Take care.
Well, when we come forward, we have your Who's Got Next on the other side, and we have a winner. I'll announce it on the other side. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at the Raw Report. Keep it locked.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
The City of Los Angeles Emergency Renters Assistance Program will start accepting applications at 8 a.m. on September 19th. The program will provide up to 6 months of rental arrears to low-income residential renters who are at risk of homelessness due to unpaid rent as a result of COVID-19 or other financial hardship. Learn more at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Rob Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, we want to send a very big congratulations to DeNicholas Randolph for her ticket. She's winning. He is going to Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. That's happening September 23rd. But listen, that's this weekend actually at 11 o'clock. Listen, if you want your chance, we're going to do it all over again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're also going to have special guests in the building. And we have a couple of special guests lined up this week. So you definitely want to tune in with us at the Rob Report. Let's go ahead and get into our Who's Got Next. This is Tanya Nolan. It's called Let's Celebrate. Check it out.
Move your body, shake your body. Move your body, shake your body. When you make the toast, that's a celebration. Party with your folks, that's a celebration. Pull up to the club, that's a celebration. Hands in the air, that's a celebration.
I know there is somebody special occasion tonight. So surround yourself around lovers and friends and let the good times begin. Light up the night, live it up and be free. Party like Mardi Gras, like Carnival, like living la vida loca. If it's your birthday, it's a holiday. You know what it is when we celebrate. Let's celebrate. Party with your folks, let's celebrate. Pull up to the club, let's celebrate. Hands in the air, let's celebrate. When you make the toast, let's celebrate. Party with your folks, let's celebrate. Pull up to the club, let's celebrate. Hands in the air, let's celebrate. Rock your body, yaddy. Move your body, yaddy. If you made it to another birthday,
I'm liking
that's
it.
Much to
Tanya
be
Nolan.
thankful for.
Let's celebrate. I like it. If you are feeling that as well, go ahead and add it to your playlist. You know how we do. We want to celebrate, no pun intended, celebrate other artists who are we want to be on the map. They're up and coming or been around for quite some time, and we just want to get them to that level by supporting them. So definitely add that one to your playlist. Tanya Nolan, Let's Celebrate. That's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. Okay, listen, this is what I don't want you to miss. I watched the whole thing. I want you all to watch the whole thing. It is the Kirk Franklin documentary called Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Andy, you've seen it, or you've seen the premiere, you've seen the preview, the trailer for it. Now, it has over the weekend, within a few days, it has reached over 1 million views. It is just so touching, and it's in preparation for his album that is releasing October 6th, called Happy Father's Day. It's really special, and what I enjoy is the fact that he's making this about not just himself, but other people who can relate. If you've ever, he was in a very unique situation, actually not quite unique. There are other people who can relate to this as well, but he was adopted at a very young age, and he, never knew. He knew his mother had seen her a couple times a year, but his father he never knew. So you have to follow this journey of his story. Happy Father's Day. It is very touching. It is moving, and I believe that you will love it. So go ahead and look it up. At this point, you can see it on YouTube. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You guys want to definitely check that out. And make sure that you check out his album that's coming out in October 6th as well. All right. This mosquito is trying to. I'll box a mosquito in a heartbeat. Listen, you already know who's up next. It is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. His topic tonight, you guys, it's going to be great. He says, keep it 100. What's the benefit of being your authentic self? I like authenticity, so this is definitely up my alley. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Avi Bernard. Thanks for calling in. And I appreciate you as always. We're going to be doing this same time, same place tomorrow. Y'all make sure that you tune into the Raw Report then. And don't change the dial, because you guys, Zoe Williams coming up next. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. And remember, today and every day forward, to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. Displaced Maui wildfire survivors could soon start seeing money from Black stars Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's People Fund of Maui. Johnson's